Pokemon Emerald has a wide variety of Pokemon to make teams from. But what if you remove all the good Pokemon? Like the starters, for example. Or even the box legendaries. Is this even possible? Well, Pokemon Challenges, or P-Chal, created a Pokemon game where all the good Pokemon have been removed, and only the trash, garbage Pokemon have been left. Can I beat Pokemon Emerald with these low-tier teams? Let's find out. After meeting the neighbor, I set out to select my starter Pokemon. In Emerald Trashlocke, the original Hoenn starters have been removed, and we're now stuck with Slugma, Sunkern, or Goldeen. I decided to go with Sunkern instead of the other two, since Goldeen only learns one water-type move, which is an HM move in this game, and Slugma is only good in certain situations, but its speed stat is not really optimal. We saved the professor and nicknamed our starter Pokemon P-Chal after the creator. Oh, by the way, I'm playing this as a Nuzlocke, and for those who don't know what Nuzlocke rules are, they'll be on screen. But a basic recap, any Pokemon that faints must be boxed permanently, only the first encounter per route or area, and nickname all Pokemon caught. We hit to Route 103 to meet May and have our very first rival battle. I thought using Growth at the start would help out a bit, but Torchic was just too tough, costing us our very first attempt. On attempt 2, I decided to buy some potions for this fight. Yes, I'll be using potions during this Nuzlocke as I'm still a scrub, and I trained on some wild Pokemon to prepare for our battle against May. This time, I was ready, using Growth, and Absorb, and then additional potion spamming to beat our rival for redemption. After that, I caught a Zigzagoon on Route 103, Wurmple on Route 102, Poochyena on Route 104, and Venonat in the Petalburg Woods. On Route 116, I caught an Unknown. Another thing about Unknown in this game is that all gift Pokemon are now unknown, so I don't have to worry about the gift egg later on. For the Roxanne fight, Sunkern just sold the whole fight. It was honestly kinda easy. With a combination of Absorb and Mega Drain, it was just a wipe. After that, I caught an Igglybuff in Rusturf Tunnel. I fished up a Love Disc in Dewford Town, and caught a Dunsparce in Granite Cave. For the Brawly split, Dustox seemed to be a very useful Pokemon, just taking out Brawly by itself, with a bunch of confusion spamming. Just north of Slateport on Route 110, I caught a Meowth, and then cleared out Team Aqua from the museum. Just east on Route 110, we took on our rival once more, but this time, we had our very first death being unknown. How sad. Anyways, on Route 117, I caught a Beautifly. For this Watson split, most Nuzlocke runs actually wipe right here, since there aren't many counters before this gym, and I actually missed a really big encounter, which was Sandshrew back on Route 104, making this gym extremely difficult. But nonetheless, we managed to push through right for the victory. After that, I headed to Route 112, caught a Ponyta. In the Fiery Path, I caught a Machop. On Route 113, I caught a Spinda. And on Route 114, I caught Illumise, and in Meteor Falls, I caught a Sableye. After that, I headed to the top of Mountain Chimney and took care of Team Magma, unfortunately suffering our second loss in this run, the Dunsparce. On the Jagged Pass, I caught an Onix, and then headed straight for the Laveridge Town Gym. For the Flannery fight, I didn't really have a strategy, but I had Love Disc, and that was going to play a pivotal role during this gym, but then I eventually would just sack it. Along with sacking Love Disc, I also had to sack Onix and Igglybuff, but those weren't really going to be used later on for my E4 plans anyway, so I was okay with it. Back on Route 111, I caught a Cacnea, and this would play a very big role later on in this run. I just hadn't realized it yet. Back in Petalburg, I now have to face Norman. This battle was a really tough matchup, especially because of slacking in the Truon ability, but luckily, I had Machoke. Machoke has the ability Guts, and especially in this game, that is really crucial ability. Guts gives a power boost, an attack boost, if the Pokemon is suffering. After the gym, I headed back to Mauville, and I had to help out Watson in New Mauville. In New Mauville, I caught a Porygon along the way. After that, on Route 118, I caught a Farfetch, and on Route 119, I caught a Seviper. At the Weather Institute, we took on Team Aqua, obtained a Gift Unknown. For the record, I'm not allowed to use this, and my Cacnea evolved into a Cacturn. Just east of Fortree City, I caught a Plusle. Now for the Fortree Gym, I had a strategy where I was going to bring Dustox to switch in on Altaria's EQ, but I totally forgot that Dustox isn't a flying type, rather it's a bug and poison type. Luckily, my team was able to handle this gym, netting us our 6th gym badge. After that, I headed on my way, catching a Delcatty on Route 121, and just south, I caught a Masquerain on Route 122, and a Blossom on Route 123. Back on Mount Pyre, I found a Spoink, Then I dealt with Team Aqua at the summit, obtaining the Magma Emblem. I found May at Lily Cove, and then I battled her with no real problems there. Just south of Lily Cove, I caught a Wingull, and named it Pico, of course. In the Magma Hideout, I caught a Torkoal, saw the revival of Groudon, battled Maxie, and then I dealt with the Team Aqua base. On Route 124, I caught a Psyduck, just south of Moss Deep City. On Route 127, I caught a Noctowl, and officially was ready to take on Tate and Liza. For this gym battle, I spent a lot of time theory crafting about how to take on this gym. But the answer was already in my party. Mightyena and Sableye were the answer. By having both of them target the right slot, I never had to worry about Xatu attacking, since it only had Psychic moves, and it couldn't hit any of my Dark-type Pokemon. It was an easy win. After that, there was some story progression about reviving Kyogre now, and about Earth Airbender and Water Airbenders, or something, I don't know. Anyways, I caught a Swallow on Route 126. In the Cave of Origin, I met Wallace, and caught my encounter, which was a Mawile. At Sky Pillar, I caught my encounter, which was a Haunter, met Rayquaza, and had it show up in Sootopolis. Before facing the gym, I had to prepare, by getting a Sunstone from my Sunkern and finally evolving it. Next, I headed back to the Safari Zone, catching a Gligar as my encounter, and then obtaining the TM for Solar Beam. After navigating through some tricky ice puzzles, I was ready. For this battle, my starter would show its true power, with the ability of Chlorophyll increasing the speed during the sun. I used Sunny Day on turn 1, and then just spammed Solar Beam with Sunflora. Fortunately, Sunflora couldn't take out the Kingdra, so I just switched into Plusle and spammed Shockwave due to Kingdra's spamming of Double Team. Whiscash came out, and I swapped into Cacturne to take out the remaining Pokemon. On my way to Victory Road, I caught a Hitmonchan, battled Wally for the last time. Unfortunately, we suffered another death in this battle. Rapidash perished to Magneton, somehow, but nonetheless we beat Wally and moved on to face the Elite Four. During my prep for the E4, I taught Azu Ice Beam to deal with Drake later on. First up, Sydney. I needed Sableye to take the Intimidate from Mightyena, and then swap into Hitmontop to take out the Mightyena. I got really lucky that Hitmontop didn't hit itself because of confusion, and KO'd all of Sydney's team. Phoebe wasn't a problem for Cacturne. It was able to handle all of her Ghost-type Pokemon. Besides Banette, there were really no threats. For Glacia, I didn't really have a main strategy, but I decided to rotate between 3 different Pokemon for this battle. Plusle, Hitmontop, and Azumarill helped this part of the run quite a bit. As for Drake, Ice Beam and Azumarill proved to be a worthy investment, as I can take out a few of Drake's mons with little to no problems. The Kingdra was an issue for sure, but I just had Cacturne come in, tank a few hits, and then take it out. After that, Azu came back in and took out the Flygon and Salamence. Against the champion now, I decided to play a little bit more risky. Azu was supposed to Rain Dance first turn, but Wailord beat me to it. Plusle would then come out, use Thunderbolt for a guaranteed KO. As for Gyarados, I just used Thunder since I outsped it. Whiscash was next, but Cacturne was ready. I just needed to finesse my way around with Leech Seed and Needle Arm for the KO. I did end up sacking Cacturne for a swap into Azu, but Wallace swapped into Ludicolo, so I just swapped into Swallow for the KO with Aerial Ace. Tentacruel comes in, takes out Swallow, so I bring back in Plusle for a Thunderbolt KO. And last but not least, the Milotic. A Paralyze from the Thunder earlier, followed by a Thunderbolt, was able to KO and do the job, winning us the Emerald Trashlocke run. I had a lot of fun during this run. I plan on doing some more Nuzlockes in the future, and this was a really fun one. I did rely on potions, but I just wanted to have fun with it and not obsess over every little detail. Maybe in a future Nuzlocke, I'll just do it as a hardcore Nuzlocke and not really just as a regular Nuzlocke rules. Anyway, please like the video, subscribe, check me out on Twitch at SwagBSS. Take care.